Hello, I'm John and welcome to another Arty class tutorial hosted by Shopkeep Arty, the online platform helping everyone to be inspired, learn new art skills and have fun. Today we are zooming to Vancouver in Canada, where we'll be joining professional watercolourist Javid Tabatabaie. Oh God, I practiced that so many times before the thing, and I knew I was going to get it wrong this time. To explore landscape reflections created by a stunning sunset. So I'm really looking forward to it. I love being live. Live is the best way to learn, as you can ask questions directly to the artist as you paint along. If you're watching a recording of this event, sorry you missed it, but you can find a full list of materials and reference photos in the link in the description below. You can also see a link to our upcoming live event, so you can maybe give it a try sometime. So without further ado, let's hit the travelometer to the left of me and we'll go and fly and see Javid. So Javid is an Iranian master of watercolour, excelling in landscape painting. He's won many prizes and his exhibitions have been held in many countries all over the world, including Russia, Albania, Switzerland and China. Javid holds workshops as a watercolour teacher and he's also one of the jurists for the International Watercolour Competition. Hello, Javid, how are you?
Hi, John. How are
Hi.
you?
Yeah, very, very well. And this is our first Arty class together. So I'm sorry
Yeah,
to get you up so early because I think is it coming up? Is it about 6 o'clock your time at the moment?
yeah, it's early in the morning.
Oh no, that is very early. Well, I hope you've had a couple of very strong cups of coffee.
Yeah,
So right, I'll let you get ready while I finish my short introduction. So Shopkeep Arty holds a number of live shows throughout the week, and these free Arty class webinars are designed to give you a good introduction to a featured artist as well as a short, sharp boost of creative inspiration. We're continually hunting out leading artists from around the world, giving you the opportunity of spending some time with them and experiencing different multicultural techniques and influences. With limited time in these 45-minute classes, it's difficult to create a complete work of art. However, you should get a really good feel for what might be accomplished if you had more time. Therefore, around halfway, we'll take a pause and I'll ask Javid to expand on his full 2 to 3 hour workshop webinar, which is coming up next week. So without further ado, let's get back to Javid and we'll start painting. So Javid, today we're doing an amazing sunset. Is that correct?
yes,
Brilliant.
yeah.
And hopefully
First of
everybody
all,
should have the reference photo and the reference painting and everything, and you've got everything ready. So how should people start?
okay. First of all, I want to thanks for Shopkeep Arty and Mr. John for fantastic platform.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm blushing. You're
Uh,
making me blush. It's too early to be blushing.
yeah, it's pleasure to me. Um, Before I paint, I want to speak about the watercolor materials.
Okay.
And first of all, I start from the paper.
Yeah.
Uh, One of my favorite paper is Sanders water for 300 grams cold press. This is one of my favorite paper, and one of them is Arches paper. Uh, Again, 300 grams cold press.
Yeah.
Uh, Most of time I use hot rough press, rough paper and cold press paper most of time.
Okay.
And speak about the brushes. Uh, these times I use this calligraphy brush. This is, I don't know the name. This is Chinese brand. The wrote in Chinese, I can't read it. This is flat brush. Its brand is Herent. And these brushes is Escuda brushes, round. And I use rigger brush. And sometimes I use fan brushes.
Okay.
And let's speak about the colors. I use Daniel Smith brand, and I put the color in my palette, warm to cold. And just this, I think for watercolor material, this is enough. Let's start to paint.
Yeah, great. Thank you for that introduction. That was really useful to know what are your favorite go-to materials. That's lovely. Thank you.
You're welcome. First of all, I put the water on my paper. I forget about the Baohang paper. Baohang paper is good. The texture is very good. These times I use Baohang paper too. I have to put water carefully in the paper, and we have to wait to dry. We have to wait to absorb water on paper. I want to paint wet to wet technique. Because of this, I have to put water all of my paper. Yes.
I'm just busy responding to quite a few hellos before I can get to the questions. But just to let you know, we've got people from Iran watching. We've got people from Texas, from Mexico, from Argentina, Ireland, Peru. So that's fantastic. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us.
Say hello to everybody.
Yes, exactly.
Especially my Iranian people, my friends.
Yeah, I was saying to Javid that when I was a little boy, I did live in Tehran for a few years, and I can still remember how to count just briefly. So yek do say char panj sish, and that's about as far as I can get. But there you go, it's quite funny.
Very good. You speak Persian very good.
Oh, do I? Thank you. Yeah, that's the extent of my Farsi, I'm afraid. That's about it.
Okay, my paper is ready.
Now, Jennifer asked, do you ever stretch your paper beforehand to prevent buckling?
These times I use a black paper. I don't need to stretch the paper on the board.
Okay, yeah.
If you want to put the paper on the board, you have to wet both of paper and put it on the board.
Okay.
But now it's not necessary because this is a block and it's very good.
And Nan asked that sometimes you wet both the front and the back of the paper, and she then has trouble controlling the water then sometimes. Do you have any tips for controlling the water when you're wetting both sides?
I want to say this. When I use a paper, same for example, this is my board, this is my paper. I have to put water both of the paper. And then my paper fix it in the board because I want to paint wet to wet. This paper, because it's a black, it's not necessary to put water both of the paper. Just on the paper is enough. I only want to do wet to wet because of this I put water on paper, all of the paper.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Right now it's ready to paint.
Okay.
Okay, I started from orange, cadmium orange. The sun is here. Yeah, the paper is wet. Right now, I use the transparent pyrrole orange. You can control the color on paper. I need remove colors. Here is some. Okay. Ultramarine blue is good for sky. Oh, before it's better to use yellow ochre.
Now, Javid, how would you describe the wetness of your paper? Would you describe it as damp or would you describe it as really wet?
It's not very wet. It's not very dry. It's between. Sorry about my language. I can't.
No, that's okay. No, it's sort of in between. Carefully. I can kind of understand. Yeah. Thank you.
I use ultramarine blue. A little bit natural tint. Yeah. All the time, I use wet technique.
Now you've just got this paper flat on the table, haven't you? It's not on an incline.
It's flat. It's flat.
Yes. And do you normally work flat?
Yeah. Right now I use the flat. I don't need the something in behind the paper. This is flat.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm going to paint C, reflection from sun.
So Sharif has asked, are you using yellow ochre so that ultramarine doesn't mix with the colours under the yellow ochre?
I use yellow ochre here
Yeah.
and ultramarine blue here. It's not going to green color.
Yes, because of the
Yeah. I use pirate red from river.
So Gitanjali said, if the paper dries, should we wet it again? Because some papers don't hold the water for very long, or I guess if you're in a hot climate as well, it might dry very quickly.
If your paper was dried, you can put water again on the
spray it or something like that, I guess.
Spray it or with the brush, no different.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, this is wet to wet technique, sun and reflection in the water. Yeah. Okay, I think it's good. Now I'm going to paint clouds, and I have to check my paper. It's not very wet. I think because we don't have more time, it's better to dry it with hair dryer. Is it possible to turn on my hair dryer, John?
Yes, you can do your hairdryer and it should cut it out automatically, the sound. It should work.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. They're looking very vibrant colours anyway. They're looking lovely. I can see that Javid's worn a shirt to match the colours to match his sunset. Colour coordinating with what you're painting. Now that's a first. Now Eve has asked, does Javid normally let his paper dry naturally? I would say 99% of the artists that we do tend to let their art dry naturally. So I would imagine that's correct. But yes, in order to speed things up, you can use a hairdryer. There are some. I've had some artists actually that do use a heat gun to dry rather than a hairdryer, and sometimes that can actually be beneficial because it doesn't distort or blow the watercolor, especially if it's very wet. So that can be a bit of a tip that you can do, but not a DIY heat gun because then you'll set fire to your house. I would use something, a craft from a craft shop or something. Thank you, Javid. And Javid, a couple of questions about your paper there. So Rupa said, does Bauhang stay wet for that long, or is it because it's a cold climate? So has it stayed more wet because it's a colder climate, or is it...
which paper? Bauhang?
Bauhang, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. The texture is good. I think the Bauhang and Sanders paper, the texture is a little bit the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Right now, John, I need to put water, clean water, again in my painting.
Okay. So you've dried it and now you're layering on water again.
Yeah. Yes, my paper is ready again. It's better to remove the water on your paper.
Shiv says that they're using Bauhang 300-gram cold press and it's drying really quickly. So that's
maybe she can't put water carefully on paper. It's better to put very careful on paper.
right.
It's better to put water very careful on paper.
Yes. And Marie France says, is making me jealous, saying that I'm blessed to see the sunset over the water every day on the island where I live. This is a great demo for me to learn how to paint it. Well, that sounds amazing, Marie France. You've got to tell me where that island is. So that was really interesting. You put that second layer, you're clearing the spread in the sun there, but it's added a certain depth to the painting, putting that other layer of water over the top, which is interesting.
Yeah. Right now, my paper is ready to put clouds.
Okay.
Okay. I use ultramarine blue. And I take up more color and less water for the sky. A little bit pyro red.
Oh, Marie France is in Cozumel in Mexico. That's the island where she is. So fantastic. I'll have to visit there someday.
Yeah. I think it's enough. Right now, I'm put ultramarine blue.
Now, are you working from obviously the reference painting that we did had some land in it and everything? Have you gone, because of the time constraints, have you decided to ignore the land bit, or are you going to be doing the land?
I use reflection of photo. Just I get idea. I didn't copy it from the reflection.
So you're using it to inspire you. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, just inspired. Yeah.
Because I guess it would be too difficult to do that painting.
Yes, yes.
45 minutes.
Okay.
So that red that you used in the sky, what red is that you're using?
I use transparent pyrrole orange and pyrrole red and pyrrole orange. 3 kind of watercolor. These 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. This is pyrrole orange. This is pyrrole red, and this is transparent pyrrole orange.
Okay. They're in the materials list if you want to go on to our website and have a look as well. Eric's asked, how did you manage to do that new layer of water over the top without disrupting the pigments underneath?
Oh, your question is very hard. I can't understand. Sorry, John.
No, that's okay. So obviously you'd created a layer of your initial layer of paint for the sunset, but then you let it dry, and then you've gone over with water again. And why did the water not really disrupt the colours so much in the back? Well, was it because the paint had dried and you were very careful? Because I guess if you did it too much, it would disrupt all the colours in the background. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't understand. Sorry, John.
Don't worry.
Say this. When I use the reference of photo, I paint what I feel about the photo. And I started to put my feel. What I feel about the photo, I paint it.
Yes.
I don't know what I understand your mean or not.
No, it was more about when you put that second layer of water on, why it didn't disrupt the painting underneath.
Yes, because I want to control clothes on the paper.
Yes.
Because of this, I didn't want to fix these colors together. Because of this, I let it to dry, and then I wet the paper and put the clothes on the paper.
Yeah. And did you have to put the water, that second layer of water, did you have to put that on very carefully? Because
sometimes even when I have a time and I put water carefully in the paper. For example, I put water both of the paper and let it to paint. I didn't that time I didn't try it, and again I didn't put the water on paper.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. No, I think it was a good technique. I've not seen that very often, of doing the 2 layers of the thing, and I think it's worked. I think it's worked really well. Ritu's asked, what's the difference between transparent orange and pyrrole orange?
Yeah, pyrrole orange is a little bit shiny.
Okay.
And transparent pyrrole orange a little bit going to dark. It's different.
Yeah. Okay.
Transparent powder orange, a little bit warmer. Now I'm going to put another color for grand. I use umber and yellow ochre, and my paper going to dry.
Now we're just approaching the half time mark, so just wondered whether now's a good time, or should we? Is there an appropriate time coming up? Maybe after you've just finished this bit.
How many time I have?
Yeah, so that half time, we're just going to talk about your workshop that's coming up next week.
Okay.
So just let me know when's a good time for me to do that.
Yeah, I think it's enough for grand.
Okay, great.
You see the light, the sky is here, and the river from here is going to dip off my
Yes,
paper. Yeah.
yes. No, that looks really nice. Wow, so it's really coming on. I feel warm just looking at that painting. It's fantastic, and I love how we've got those different layers going on, which normally you might do in acrylics or oils or something, and we're starting to layer up on the watercolor. It's lovely. It really has a great effect too. So if you're watching on YouTube, it means a lot to both of us if you could press the thumbs up button. It just ensures that YouTube recommends the class to more people, helping us to spread the benefits of art to a wider audience, young and old alike. So thank you very much. By the way, if you hit the subscribe button, which is underneath on YouTube, you'll also get notified when we launch new arty classes, so you won't miss them in the future. As I covered at the start, this 45-minute arty class is a short prelude to Javid's full 2 to 3 hour workshop webinar. In our workshops, we have a lot more time, and you can speak directly to the artist as well for guidance, should you wish, and you can also get a written critique of your art after the event as well. So it's a full package to help you develop your skills as an artist and have some fun. So in the case of Javid, the workshop's going to be taking place almost exactly a week today. So it's going to be at 3:30 UK time next Tuesday, the 27th of April. So Javid, what have you got in store for people next week on your workshop webinar?
I'm going to paint sightseeing and I'm going to paint wet-to-wet technique, and I show how to paint both in the water and reflection of both in the water.
Yeah.
It's
a coastal scene, isn't it? It's a coastal scene. If you want to join, so it's got boats, it's got water, it's building on the reflections here. It's a little bit more detailed, and you'll be able to see it in more depth on our website, what you're actually going to be painting. It's going to be a proper full workshop, so it's going to be going through step by step to really kind of help you progress and develop the painting so it looks hopefully very similar to what Javid's created, and it looks amazing. If you are interested in joining us, now's the time to secure your place. So let me just share my screen and I'll show you how you can go and book that workshop and where you can see all the details of what you're going to be painting. You head over to Shop Keep Arty. You then click on live events at the top. You scroll down and you'll see Javid's workshop just there. So you click on the button and it then explains all about the workshop here, and it shows you the reference picture, which is this one. So it's got the boats, the reflections. It's a really detailed painting which looks lovely. It explains the materials list. If you want to pick up any materials, we've got a special deal with Jackson's that ships globally. Got 10% off if you're a new account. And then if you're interested in booking the webinar or pre-ordering the video, if you can't make the live date, you click that link and it goes through to Javid's shop. And so there's his workshop. And if you want to then add that to your cart, you just click the button and it'll add it to your cart. And then if you want the video as well, you can click on the video, and there's two prices. So there's a price if you can't make the live webinar, but there's also a price if you attended the live webinar. It's got a huge discount if you've attended the webinar. So that's the price, £56 if you want to do those two. And if you're paying in dollars or whatever, it converts it after checkout to your local currency via your bank card or whatever. Once we've launched the video, it'll be here on our video library, and so long as you've purchased it and we've unlocked it for you, you can then come, you press the watch button and it plays automatically, and you can do that for as many times as you want on any platform, be it your desktop, laptop, mobile phone, whatever, so you can do it wherever you are. So it's a really great tool to then have and remind yourself of the class. Hopefully that's helped. Right, let's go back to Javid and we'll go back for the second half.
Okay. I use more darker color here. Yeah.
To add a bit of texture.
Yeah, it's going to good texture. I think here is good for put the darker color in river, and I use rigger brush.
A lot of people are asking, is the paper all dry now?
Not dry. Here is wet yet.
Okay.
The sky was dry, but this part of paper is wet.
Damp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This part of painting is very important because the light and shadow is here, is very I paint some details here. Yeah. Okay, I think I need to put some branches here.
This is great. We're seeing how Javid's mind works here as the painting comes to life.
These times I use more more color and less water. And you see, because of the sun, I need to put some lighter color in branches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here is dry, and I can put branches easily. My brush is dry, it's not very wet. Yeah. It's better to put some darker color here. I use ultramarine blue and amber together. Yeah, it's very good.
It's quite hypnotizing watching you paint. I'm in a trance-like state.
Yeah.
Louise said, "Me too, John."
This branch is far, and I put some color dry. My brush is dry, and I put some transparent. Yeah. I use palette knife
Oh yeah.
or remove some color from my pepper. Be careful, my pepper is not dry yet, and I can remove some color from my pepper because of this reflection.
Yes.
Just a little bit is enough. Yeah.
That looks amazing, Javid. It's looking really. It just it just came to life as you were doing it. It's absolutely fantastic, and I'm sorry to everyone that I haven't been able to ask all your questions, because there's been a lot of questions that have come in that I haven't been able to do. But I thought I'd just let Javid just continue and build up the picture, because it was looking so stunning. I will have obviously a lot more time in the workshop, and I want to get, and we do, I ensure that we get all the questions asked in the workshop, so we'll be able to go through all those. And I want to also just make sure that we go through step by step, because there's actually a lot of little tips. I mean, like as Javid was doing the trees as well, and just the light reflection on those. And I know I can tell that Javid just kind of takes these things so for granted with his techniques, but you know, there's a load to learn there. And I love the different layering of the water as well for the sky. So I think we're going to be able to dive into all that. And it's quite technical, the boat and the sea, and there's obviously a lot more ripples on there. And then you've got building in there as well. So we've got boats, buildings. It's going to be a really interesting one to learn loads of techniques. And I can just tell that Javid is a total natural. When did you start painting, Javid? When did you have you painted since you were a boy?
Yeah, when I was child, one of my favorite habits is paint, and I started to paint. I think 30 years ago, and this is my life.
Yeah, no, that's lovely. That's really fun. I can tell that it's a total love of yours. So that's lovely. Yeah. So, and how did you get on? I mean, there must be a lot of sunsets all around the world that have been painted at the moment. So I'd love to see them and see what you've come up with. I've created a post relating to this arty class on our Facebook page, where you can share a photo of your painting, and we do it with all our classes. So if you've never been to our Facebook page, Shopkeep Arty, go and have a look for it. Have a look at all the different classes, and have a look at all the comment sections and all the paintings that have been posted. There's loads, and you can see all the different things. It's a really fantastic resource. Be brave, post up your picture, and if you have a look at what other people have put, if you like it, give them a thumbs up, make a little comment. We've got a really great community thing going, and you never know, Javid might have a look at it later. He might leave you a comment as well. So as we near the end of this show, if you've got any words of thanks you'd like me to pass on to Javid, please write them on the Q&A. There's already loads I haven't got to, but I'll try and get through some of them. While you do that, I want to turn my attention to our most important attendees, who are our patrons. And being a patron of Shopkeep Arty is not only the best way to save money on your exclusive workshop webinars or get access to our entire video catalogue, but the monthly contribution you make also helps to support our ongoing weekly free classes throughout the year. This week I've got some new patrons to welcome to our exclusive Arty community, so let me press the other button behind me, the button of thanks, and we're going to say hello to and thank you to Jan Forbes, Lucia Coffey, I hope I've pronounced that correctly, or Kofi, Carol Slay, Ambivalent, interesting name, great name, Jennifer Banks, Gary Graham, and Stadler Gabrielle. So thank you so much for supporting us, and I know you're going to enjoy all the special events that are coming up. In fact, this Thursday we've got a special Arty class with Robert Dutton in England, where we're going to be exploring the benefits of combining watercolour and soft pastels, which can be really interesting. Robert's always a really lively and energetic artist, so get ready for a bit of a workout as well. So the end of another great Arty class. If you do want to join Javid and I for the full workshop event, spaces are limited, so don't wait too long. Before I go, some comments from the attendees. So let me go back to Javid and I will read some comments. Deep T said, stunning work. Bobby said, thank you so much for this class. It's going to be really fun to do these bright colours over and over again. Hopefully I'll do better with the wet and dry paper. Susie said, thank you so much. What wonderful richness. Great Arty class. Eva, excellent webinar. Please thank Javid. A lovely way to spend an hour. Cornelia said, thank you so much. Very interesting. I know Vancouver, great city. I know, it's fantastic, isn't it? Sue said, really inspiring. Thank you. Yael said, thank you for an amazing webinar. Really enjoyed it. Shiv said, the session was lovely. Joanne said, as usual, absolutely excellent. Roberta said, very helpful and such a lovely painting. Thank you. Cheryl, thank you, Javid and John. Laura, thank you so much. Art is keeping me sane. I know, it's great, isn't it? Vinay, this was a fantastic demo. I really enjoyed it. Deep Tea, beautiful beyond words. Rupa, thank you, Javid, for sharing your talent with us in this free workshop and also on YouTube. Susan, thank you, Javid. So wonderful, so quick. D, thank you very much. Gitanjali said, grateful for such good artist work that we can see. Judy, absolutely beautiful sunset. I'm just scrolling down. There's a lot, and unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to read them all. So I really apologise. I can't read them all, but there's too many, which is always a good sign, Javid. There's too many.
Thank you so much.
So thank you for joining us. I will go back to the painting in a minute to show the final thing, and obviously to Javid say thank you. If you are taking part in Katie Rundle's 2 to 3 hour fabric masterclass, I'll be seeing you very soon, in actual fact, in about 30 minutes. If not, I hope to see you this Thursday for that special arty class I mentioned, or indeed next Tuesday as we try to avoid the fires in getting down to Cape Town in South Africa for a live acrylic class with Derek van Rensburg, which should be great. Anyhow, it's goodbye from me, but obviously thank you so much for your time and generosity to Javid. Thank you, Javid.
Thank you so much, John, for giving me the time. And I hope you enjoyed. And I hope next time we'll have more time to speak and enjoy the time together.
Exactly. I know it's always quite difficult in just 45 minutes to try and get everything across, but you did a brilliant job, a really, really good job. And you get a very big round of applause for that, Javid. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
And I will finish on the painting. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you.